To the NBA, who recently released a list of social justice messages that can be displayed on the backs of jerseys for the league's restart in Orlando. But several players aren't happy with the options. When asked about the list, Mike Scott said, quote, "It was a bad list, bad choice. They didn't give players a chance to voice their opinion." Jaylen Brown agreed, telling reporters that he was, quote, "very disappointed with the list." So, Shannon, what do you make of this?
Skip, they make some compelling points, but you see where we are, Skip? Here we are. We're talking about slogans again. We're talking about symbolic gestures. And the issues that we're trying to are bigger than what's on the back of a jersey. You see, again, there we go. Mm-hmm. The shell game, and we done lost focus. Skip, for me, I get it. You want that, but the NBA has to draw a line somewhere, Skip. If the NBA says, okay, we're going to let y'all do it, whatever you know somebody's coming with F-45. Somebody's coming after the police. Skip, come on.
12?
Yes, come on, man. At some point in time, we got to have guidelines. We have to have rules to this thing. Mm-hmm. You just can't. And then you're going to have 55, you're going to have 300, however many players, 22 teams and 12. So you're going to have 250 guys with 250 different slogans. And everything gets watered down. It needs to have meaning. We're trying to draw attention. And I just don't get it. I mean, Adam Silver, damn if he do, damn if he doesn't. I mean, I think Adam Silver, for me, is the best commissioner going right now. And he's doing everything. He's bent over backwards for these players to try to not only get them in a bubble and get them in a safe environment, but whatever their causes have been. The Donald Sterling situation, he handled that with the greatest of class as anybody that would have. When I breed T-shirts and they want hoodies. Skip, they got hoodies. And the NBA, on NBA players, and they shooting layups with it, and they playing with it because of Trayvon Martin. I can't breathe because of Eric Gardner. He's gone over and beyond, and it's still not enough. At what point is it going to be enough? So, Mike Scott and Jaylen Brown, you tell the commissioner what he needs to do. And then guess what? They're going to be somebody else, well, I want this call. And they're going to be somebody else that want that call. And then all the calls get watered down. Because if you got 15 different causes, we need to centralize this. We need to focus attention. We want the economic equality. We want justice. We want to end the systemic and institutional racism. I get that. Get out and vote. But Skip, you can't have somebody that tries to prepare 45 different dishes can't be good at one. Because he's too busy trying to do too many different things. It's just frustrating to me that this is an issue now that we're so close. And maybe the commissioner could have gone and says, okay, guys, go to each guy and says, okay, send in 2 or 3 what you would like. Yep. And then and they just say, the ones that get the most attention, those are the 3 or the 4 that we're gonna use. But I mean, this is getting ridiculous now. And we're talking about, again, symbolic gestures, slogans, phrases.
Okay, I always defer to you on all of these topics, so I defer to your opinion on this one. But I told you yesterday what my 2 cents from a distance was about this when we addressed this topic yesterday. I told you I found it deeply disturbing that the NBA limited freedom of expression here. This is maybe a crucial time in our development as a nation where a lot of white eyes and minds have been opened. And I can now speak only as a white guy over here. I need to be bludgeoned with this. I need a barrage of all this. I need to be constantly reminded. I need to be reconditioned and resensitized because I love my NBA, but when they come back, all the players have said, we're going there with dual purpose. Yes. It's 50-50. We're going to give you what you want. We're going to entertain you. Right. Do what we do best, what we do the best in the world at. But we also want to keep this conversation not just alive, but flaming hot in Orlando. Good. And again, I get all your stop the symbolics. I get that. Yeah. But it's a time of freedom, of black expression. And that's why I loved, listen, Jaylen Brown is a deep, smart young man. Yes. And he came up with 3 possibilities that were his personalized slogans or messages that he wanted to use on the back of his jersey. He said, break the cycle, results, or inequality by design. I love all 3 of those. Shannon Sharpe might have said, economic equality, right? That could have been yours, just on the back, those two words.
Yeah.
Or Shannon Sharpe might have had in big capital letters, VOTE, right? That could have been yours.
Yes.
Everybody could have had something, and obviously you can't just go over the edge into F the police or whatever. Right. You can't, but you could do...
end police brutality?
You could do that, but you could do less police immunity. Would that be? Okay. Is that passable? Because you can't say stop it,
right?
Because it's so complicated, so complex. Maybe Adam Silver would say, well, we can't go that far.
Right.
But could you say less police immunity because you've been hot on that?
Well, yes.
You've been way ahead of that curve.
Yep.
Okay. There are so many ways that you could have personalized expression. So if each player had said, I choose this, and as a backup, I choose this, maybe even 3, but whatever. And then you submit them to a committee that would be headed by, obviously, Michelle Roberts, but Chris Paul, LeBron, whoever could sign off. And Adam Silver would have his vote to sign off on, that's okay, that's okay. And there's certain things you just, again, we went through the whole thing about if victims' names, you can't, that's the slipperiest of slopes because
the WNBA actually
they're going to do it.
Yes.
So maybe it was feasible if they're going to pull it off. But Adam Silver was saying, gee, it's hard because we don't want to leave anybody out.
Right. Because some, the more well-known ones, the Trayvon Martins and the Alton Sterling.
But then what about? And what about? And what about?
And George Floyds. Right.
And even will George Floyd's family want his name out there on the backs of all the shirts? I don't know.
Right.
It will be up to them. That's their choice.
Right.
That's
so you would prefer that the 200 or so, 250, maybe I don't know how many players going to be there. You would prefer that if everybody wanted to have a different slogan on their back, you'd have been okay with that.
Freedom of expression, but we needed to start this a month ago when it looked like the bubble was going to happen.
Right.
We had enough time to go ahead and have each player, give them a deadline. You have 3 days to submit 2 choices for your personalized freedom of expression message that you want on your back instead of your name. If you don't want it, one, as they said, you don't have to have one. Or we'll provide one. We'll do just an overall Black Lives Matter. Obviously, that's going to be painted huge on every court. Okay? This is just me as a white guy. I need to be bludgeoned with that. I need to see, because it'll make me think. I'll be doing 2 things at once. I'll be really, I will be thanking the basketball gods that it is back. But as I watch, I won't see on LeBron's, the back of his jersey, I won't see James. I'll see whatever his personalized message was.
That's after the 4th game, they go back. James will also be there, but you still be able to put whatever you,
this is for the first 4 games.
Correct.
But it's crucial to me to maximize the impact of the Orlando bubble stage on white America. I get where you're going because you're like, enough of that. We've had enough symbols. We need action. We need results. Okay, well, one of Jaylen Brown's messages was results. Okay?
And I agree with you. I mean, he has some very break the cycle, inequality by design. I get all that. But I think the thing is, Skip, when you get so many people like, well, what's that? I've never heard of that.
Okay, well, maybe it makes you think. Maybe it makes you look it up.
Man, it just, I don't want guys to be more concerned with slogans on the back of their jersey.
No, I got that. Okay, but in the bigger picture, it's starting to feel like the NBA's a little closer to the NFL than you might have thought to begin with, because we've heard for years it's the more progressive league. The superstars are business partners with the owners. And to a large degree, that has been true. But I do think that Adam Silver has hinted that he would prefer that his players stand for the anthem, because it's been a long-standing NFL rule that predates even Commissioner David Stern. So they want players, I believe, to stand in unison.
I think what Adam Silver wants, he doesn't want what happened in Formula One. Where you get 20 people down, and you get 20 people down, and you get 5 people up, and then we're talking about the people that was up as opposed to the people that was down. So I think he, Michelle Roberts, Chris Paul, all those guys, what are we going to do?
Okay. And this is just me. Again, my 2 cents, because it's worth no more than that. I wish I had heard from Chris Paul or from LeBron James about this, because this is, for me, this is a big deal. I know LeBron is focused on winning his 4th championship, and he should be, but it's a 50-50 proposition, and he has enough time in the day to speak up and speak out about this, because we had to hear from Jaylen Brown and Mike Scott. And I like Mike. I appreciate him as a player, but he's no star.
Right.
Jaylen's emerging as one, but he's not. He doesn't have the impact.
So let me ask you a question, Skip. Is it going to be revolving? So can I have vote one game, break inequality by design the next game?
If it got approved.
Yeah. So am I going to rotate?
I would think just because it would be hard to execute all this and have enough jerseys made, I would think you would have to choose one. They would approve, let's say, one or two, and you choose.
And are those jerseys going to be made available to the public? Because I know people will buy them.
Okay, well, then you got a marketing peg also.
Well, if that's the case, Skip, you might as well have 4 rotating jerseys. Say you can have this, this, and this on the back of them. Skip, they do this a lot with the Army-Navy games, Skip. They'll have courage, and they have dedication, they'll have determination. And so each player, I mean, it's only 3 things, but each player would have something different inscribed on the back instead of your name. You have something different.
Okay.
But it's not 15 different things.
As long as they're creative and thought-provoking, I'm all in. That's just me.
But I think we both agree you have to have a line somewhere that says what's permissible. Because Skip, I don't care how good intention something might be, somebody's going to step over the line. That's just the way we are.
But you would have to have a veto process whereby they had to get approved.
Right.
And that's okay. That could work. But you could still have much freedom of expression within the confines of a committee signing off.
Yeah, and I agree. If you wanted to say, okay, guys, look, I need you to come up with 2 or 3 what you would like to have on the back of your jersey. I'm not saying they will be approved, but I'm saying give us 3 examples. And then you have somebody in the process look it over and says, okay, I kind of like this one.
Okay.
And, I Skip, for me, all these lists all the slogans that's out, it's hard for me to believe that Michelle Roberts and Chris Paul didn't signed off on that. Because it's different than the NFL now, Skip. They don't do anything without their partners. MLB is so powerful, you better not even think about trying to do anything without them.
Yep.
Because they'll shut it down.
I got it.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.